everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Aurora, and here I am to do the weekly energy update. This will be for May 10th, 2021. So hello and welcome. If you are new here, I have been doing this for almost 2 months now, probably every week, just doing a weekly update to give you guys the energy and kind of give you guys a grounding, throughout the week, whether you watch it at the beginning or the end. At least you have an idea, or maybe you like to do both, so that you're always on track with kind of what the energy is, what's coming up, what you're dealing with, why you're dealing with it, and so on and so forth. So I'm not an astrologer. I do talk about some astrology, but I just like to watch. It's more a hobby for me. I just like to watch a lot of astrology videos around the energy, so that I'm able to intuitively take that information as well as my everyday life and kind of merge them together to give a collective energy update, so that we can all have a chance to connect deeper with ourselves and actually utilize the energy that is available to help us catapult us into different directions of our lives. Okay, so yeah, thanks for popping in. If you'd like to leave a comment and just let me know how your week's going, or just let me know if what I'm saying is spot on, or if it resonates, or even if it doesn't, maybe don't if it doesn't, but just keep that one to yourself. But yeah, so I'd really love to create a community here, and so that's kind of what my goal is, showing up every week and bringing this first offering to the table for everybody. So let's get into it. So tomorrow is our new moon, and new moon is in Taurus. So before I kind of get into the energies of the new moon in Taurus, I do just want to talk about kind of like what's coming beyond this week a little bit astrologically, because it's going to affect us energetically. So this is like a marker here of a new chapter. And I know, like, it sounds like, oh, every week we're purging and starting a new chapter and blah, blah, blah. But for real, this week is catalyzing us into a complete new chapter because of everything that we've been filtering through. If you've been doing the work, and if you've been staying updated with the energy and what's going on, you know how much purging and how much clearing and how much cleansing that we've been doing. And so now this week is going to be this kind of like marker for a new beginning, for kind of like reaping the rewards of what it is that we've been working on. So yeah, marking of a new chapter. And then I was also watching, like I said, some astrology videos, and they were talking about how this is the most potent moon of the year. Now, why? I don't actually have all the answers on that quite yet, but I also have written underneath it this is the retrograde season is starting. So that could potentially be it. I'm not 100% on that one, but we do have our retrograde season starting, which means that many planets are starting their retrograde phase. And what that means is that in the sky, it appears that the planets are moving backwards. Now, obviously, a planet can't move backwards, but from the visual perspective, it looks like it's moving backwards, so we call it a retrograde. And that kind of manifests energetically as kind of like, I don't know, I'm seeing 543, because when I see any like numbers going backwards, I think of like revisiting old lessons, and kind of like our blocks and our shadows kind of surfacing a bit more to purify and cleanse and come closer to our pure self, right? So we're entering into the retrograde season, and so there's going to be a lot going on energetically with, like energy feeling like it might be moving backwards or pulling you. So that's why it's really important right now to utilize this energy right here, right now, while we are being fully supported, to cleanse and purify, so that we are fully supported later, and we don't have to kind of go through all of our shit later, and we deal with it now. That's kind of the whole point of it. So hopefully, I mean, of course, we're not going to get to everything. We have a whole lifetime to deal with our shit, but at least the stuff that you really know, like that you're very conscious and aware of that isn't serving you. That's really what's going to be coming up this week and into the next weeks, because basically, like, we can't keep living how we've been living. We can't keep choosing what's not serving us. We can't keep turning a blind eye. We can't keep pretending like everything is okay. We can't keep, like saying, oh, I want change, and not actually taking action to change. So there's all of these truths that are surfacing that maybe we haven't wanted to acknowledge or haven't wanted to look at, but there's this energy of wanting to look at it. So it's really nice because it's like we've been strengthening. It's like the last, month or two, even this year, has been really strengthening our internal self, like really taking it slow, learning how to not take action, actually, and really be in your feminine. And now we're kind of gearing back up to, especially with summer coming and spring, like we're here in spring. So then when summer comes, this is the energy that is surrounding us right now, which is life force, right? So we're really like activating that life force and doing things that are helping us to move this energy. Like, we want to exercise, we want to eat well, we want to do things that are filling our cup versus depleting it all the time, because it's like we're so sick of living in this depleted state. So it's basically like, okay, I see all the steps that I need to take and I'm ready to take it. So that's kind of the energy that we're stepping into. Okay, let's see. So let's get into the new moon here then. So I just gave you my little blurb there about the retrograde season starting. Keep that in mind. This is apparently the most potent moon of the year. Take it or leave it. And this is the marker of a new chapter. And also I saw that there's only 12 moons this year. Usually we have 13 like moon cycles in a year, and this year we only have 12. So there is some significance to that. I'm not really sure. I can tap in at a later date to see what's going on there if I feel called to, but I just wanted to share that. I don't have that written, but it was just something that kind of popped back in my head to bring to the forefront, because it is significant, and hopefully, you have your own decoder to understand why. Okay, so yeah, the new moon in Taurus. So kind of like the theme for this new moon is radical self-care and empowerment. And then I also have like a little thing in quotations under saying get rooted. So that's really the goal here, is like getting rooted. So in order for us to get rooted, we're really focusing on our radical self-care and our empowerment. So I have here, Taurus is all about creating fertile soil. So the new moon is when we sow our seeds. So it's when it's the beginning of a new lunar cycle. It's a fresh start. It kind of represents like the emptiness, and then planting seeds. So Taurus the moon being in Taurus, the focus around this new moon is having fertile soil. Okay, so it's like every new moon we plant our seeds, and there's different themes along with each new moon. So this new moon's theme, because it's in Taurus, is fertile soil. So how fertile is your soil, right? So if plants don't have the proper environment to grow, then they won't thrive. So if their soil doesn't have the proper nutrients, the plant's not able to grow a sustainable crop. Not to say like plants are very what's the word I want? Resilient. So they'll, grow to the best of their ability, but, why not give that plant the proper environment in order to give you the best crop, right? So that's kind of the energy of Taurus. So Taurus is, it's an earth sign, so it's very grounded, it's very rooted. Where I think I had some, maybe I don't. Taurus, self-care. Okay, yeah, so here I have just a little bit about the Taurus energy. I'm not really too familiar with Taurus, but obviously through like kind of tapping in and understanding more, I have a better grasp. I just don't really have Taurus in my life, so it's just interesting. So when I think Taurus is a bull. You think like a bull in a china shop, and you just think that's like the the lower frequency of the energy where, like, you know, they just like bolt through. They're like, boom, like, I'm the shit. Let me just come through here. Let me just touch this. Let me move that. Let me just, you know, I'm feeling not a lot of boundaries either. And so then the healthy, healed Taurus is very grounded in themselves. They know themselves. They know their power. They know that they get their power through grounding and through having value, like quality over quantity, through making sure that they're living from their heart space. And when they're not, that's when they, you know, really start to disconnect from those higher frequencies of that Taurus energy. So we have here self-care that preserves your energy for what you truly value. We have setting boundaries and not neglecting your well-being for the comfort of others. Putting yourself first is the ultimate form of self-care. This new moon urges us to break out of any devaluing and limiting situations. So basically, too, what I'm seeing is the bull basically like having like an animal like locked up, and then them acting out because they're suffocated, because they're not free. So then we act in ways that aren't really in alignment with our authenticity, with our truth, with our integrity. And then we have, I mean, a whole slew of other things. Then we can feel guilty, shameful, whatever else for our own actions, knowing that it's not in alignment with ourselves. Forgiveness is a big one too, right? So we have to forgive for whatever it is that we've done or that we've been through. And we have to break free from anything that we don't hold value to. Like, if something is not valuable to us, then we have to let it go. If it is not adding to our lives, we have to let it go. And then limiting situations. So anything that keeps you locked into a frequency that is not expansive. Anytime, like, it could be a friendship, it could be a relationship, it could be your parents, it could be your brother, it could be a friend of your entire life. You know, you can just have all these crazy revelations that totally obliterate your reality. But it's for our highest good right now. It's to say, hey, this isn't serving you. 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 It's not like the universe is beating the shit out of you because, you know, it wants to. It's just trying to let you know and communicate. And it's whether or not we're listening and we're receptive to actually seeing that, that truth. So, yeah, like a lot of truth energy circulating this week around, like, our own values, our personal stability, our personal strength, our personal priorities even. And especially that's with the value, like, what do you value? What are you giving your time to? What are you giving your energy to? So this is really going to be like in our faces this week. Like, basically we're going to be like, oh wow, okay, there it is. And then deal with it and move forward. Okay, wow, there it is, and deal with it and move forward. Okay, wow, there it is, deal with it and move forward. Because there's this energy of, like, we're so done with our own bullshit. Like, just so done. Like, okay, I don't want to keep, like, how many times do I have to keep making the same mistake or doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result and not getting one? You know, like, let it go. Move forward. Put your energy into something that's going to start adding value to your life, that's going to start giving you a sustainable forward movement, you know, instead of just that quick burst of energy and action and inspiration and then back to our old self. And so really we're being asked to start with our self-care levels with this Taurus. We're being asked to really, really, really get into some deep self-care of, you know, just our basics of making sure you're eating well, making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure you're getting enough rest, making sure you're not over busying yourself or have a schedule that's too much. And if you do have a busy life, it's about prioritizing and organizing. Like, maybe you don't have to, you know, make those few extra stops that you're habitually making, and you can free up that space to actually allow for yourself to have that presence in your reality. And you're the only one that has the power to shift out of this busy, to shift into something that is more stable, that is more sustainable for you, for a long term. Like, you can't run on 100 all day, every day, especially if you have kids and, you know, a husband or a wife, or, you know, you have responsibilities that you need to take care of. So it's really about saying, okay, I come first in all of this, because guess what? If you don't have your health, then you don't have anything. If you can't be healthy, if you're not healthy, then how are you supposed to help people? How are you supposed to be of service? So step one, this new moon is really saying to us, like, hey, yo, like, get your fucking head out of your ass and figure out how you can start living a life that's more liberated, that's free, that allows for you to surrender, that allows for you to relax into your body and not feel like you don't have enough time. Because, you know, it's all a matter of perception. So yeah, sure, we can say we don't have enough time, and that will be our truth, that will be our reality. So let's say, okay, universe, I'd really like more time. How can I make more time for myself, to give to myself, and then be open to make those proper changes in order to anchor in this new reality that your mind is opening up to, right? Because it's like, if you're constantly, you know, go, closed off, doing this, doing that, whatever, then and your belief is that I'm too busy, that I can't, then that's your reality. And that will always be your reality. But once you hit a point, which this week, where you don't want to fucking keep going, then you start opening. And then you start saying, okay, universe, how can I live differently? How can I live a life that sustains me, that nourishes me, that adds value, the quality of it, you know? Like, how can I live a life where I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off all day, every day? Like, how can I live a life where maybe if you want to travel more, maybe you want to spend more time with your family, you know, without always constantly being on the move or going places. Maybe you want to really slow down in your life, you know? So these are all things that I'm burping, so there's releasing around that, definitely, like really reorganizing the structure, because Taurus is also an earth sign, so it's the structure. We're really focusing on the structure and the function of the way that we're living our lives. So how is it structured and how is it functioning? If it's structured well and functioning well, then great, good on you. But most of us have shit we need to deal with, and there's aspects, even if it's not an external thing, there could be an emotional block, or there could be something where, you know, you don't feel fulfilled, or you're depressed, or whatever it might be. There could be an internal thing as well, right? So there's a lot to really look at and unpack, and the more that we can really get honest and vulnerable with ourselves and really open up to change, the more results that we'll see, and the more in alignment with our life we will be. So yeah, Taurus is just really, really asking us to like true self-care, you know, radical self-care, not like, I'm kidding. Sorry guys, my mom called. So I'll edit this in. I'll already say sorry because I'm really not a video editor, so I'm just literally gonna paste the two together so it goes boop over to this. So sorry, my mom called, but I laughed with her and I said, well, what you're calling me for is totally in alignment. We're not dealing with the bullshit anymore. So anyway, we got a good chuckle. We had a few moments of a conversation, and now here I am. So I listened to the last little bit of that video, and I was on this whole radical self-care kick where, you know, I'm not necessarily like just saying have a bath and, you know, like light a candle, where these are all my self-care things as well, but it's deeper than that, because if I'm not eating well, if I'm not sleeping well, if I'm not taking care of myself energetically, if I'm not taking like conscious note of where my mind is at, where my emotions are at, so on and so forth, this is a self-care that I'm talking about, like radical self-care, like take responsibility for your thoughts, for your emotions, for your actions, for your life, for everything in it, so that you can take the proper steps to shift out of it, to change it, so that you're not just spinning your wheels over and over again. And hey, I'm guilty of that too. So I'm in the process of really saying, what do I value? Where do I want to go forward? What trajectory? What's my focus? And how can I do that, you know? And just really getting honest and vulnerable and letting go of the situations that aren't serving anymore, because they're not serving. Okay, cool. So okay, cool. So I also have here, like, we have other transits. Again, I'm not an astrologer, so I just write other transits, and that's as far as we go there. So other transits are causing where we may have given our power away or have not stood up for our worth in the past. It's now time to release this and choose the reality you deserve and dream of. Okay, so where we may have given our power away or have not stood up for our worth in the past, it's now time to release this and choose the reality you truly deserve and dream of. So the reason I'm letting you know that these are other transits that are causing this energy is because this isn't necessarily related to this Taurus new moon. So these could be longer cycles. So I'm not sure exactly the time frame that we'll be dealing with this energy. So just want to let you know why I want to let you know that. So yeah, these other transits, they're causing us to give our power away, to see where we have given our power away and not stood up for ourselves, and we're ready to release it and choose the reality that we truly desire or truly deserve and dream of. Okay, so and that kind of goes hand in hand with everything that I've kind of been saying, but this energy is going to be over a little bit longer of a period, and other astrological alignments are causing this. But it's perfect, because this is why I say, like, we're supported at this time to be unpacking this stuff, right? It's like we have our Taurus new moon that's bringing us into this, like helping us realize, is our soil fertile? Are we nourishing ourselves? What are we valuing? And then, we have this other energy from the other transits that are saying, hey, you've been giving your power away. Where have you been giving your power away? And so there's going to be a lot of overlapping, I was going to say themes, but that's not what I mean. Like problems, blocks, like they're all going to be very interconnected, right? Because where we're giving our power away, is where we maybe are doing something that is invaluable to us. Invaluable, that's not the word. That doesn't hold value to us. And we keep doing that and depleting ourselves. So really, we want to realize, hey, I'm giving my power away, and I'm going to take my power back and stop giving my attention to whatever that is, and really focus my attention on something that is in more alignment with what it is that I want to see going forward. So we have new decisions, and change can feel challenging, but this specific time is for your highest good. The need to change and start fresh in a situation that brings value, I already said that. Ask yourself, where have you felt discomfort or inner tension surrounding certain facets of your life? So when you think of your life, it could be financially, emotionally, relationship-wise, sexually. It could be just friendships, platonic friendships. It could be your relationship with your mom, with your dad, with your siblings, anything. Ask yourself, where do you feel discomfort or inner tension? So this week is like, hey, well, where am I uncomfortable, and where do I, internally tense up in certain situations, right? Like, say you and your mom have a really toxic relationship, and she's always, or you guys are always going head to head and always butting, and it doesn't matter what you try or how you show up, it's never good enough, and there's always a complaint, and there's always an argument, and da 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 da. I get it. We all want to connect with our mom. But what you need to do is disconnect physically from that individual and go within to process what it is that it's bringing up for you. Because it's not your mom. It may be. But the point is, let's not blame. And let's take responsibility for our shit. And let's say, hey, sure, maybe my mom didn't show up for me the way that I needed, or wanted, or expected, or deserved. Well, how can I learn from that? How can I choose to show up for me, for how I need? And this is that radical self-care. How can I come back to radical self-care in order to fill that void that I have for my mom mistreating me my whole life and always making everything a competition and making me feel like I'm not good enough. You don't have to live like that forever. So your responsibility in order to see the change and to see the shift and to fill your cup is just that, fill your cup. Listen to yourself, honor your emotions. Like, you know, one of the things, and I'll come back to the feminine because I want to talk about Mother's Day as well, but we need our parents. You know, like we are animals that have an 18-year grow up, like what's the word I want? Like when you're with your mother, when you're with the mother. So you have horses and cows and all these different animals that, like, turtles aren't even with the mother at all, you know, like there's different animals where, you know, like they don't actually need their mom. Well, we are in a vessel where we are very interconnected, family to family and to tribe and to connection and to community. And we live in a world where it's not even close to a priority for most people, right? So it's okay to need people, but you have to be self-reliant and self-sufficient to not depend on those people and be codependent, because that again brings in the toxic energy, right? That, oh, you can't live without them, or you need them for this, or you need them for that, or whatever it might be. That's not unconditional. That is conditioned to codependency. So it's really about unpacking these things and really realizing, like, what is it that I need? And what is it that I'm not getting? What is it that I'm getting that isn't serving me? And then really, like, work through that relationship. I'll go back to that mom example for a quick moment just to kind of close it off. But, like, you know, so, okay, your mom doesn't show up for you, this, that, whatever. And now it's like, cool, break free from that. Take your power back. Say, no, mom, I'm not letting you have power over me. I'm going to go take care of myself, and I'm going to go process my shit, and I'm going to go understand why I am the way that I am, and you have influenced me massively. So I'm going to utilize this relationship to show how I've been shaped. Like, maybe when you were younger, you were neglected and you weren't taken care of, and you're still an adult taking care of your mom. You know, like, there's got to be a time where you, like, release it, let it go. Of course, you know your situation. I don't know your situation. It could be a dad, it could be a brother, it could be an uncle, it could be an aunt, it could be a friend, it could be whatever. Point is that if it's not healthy, then we have to learn how to become healthy. And so disconnecting is a really, really powerful way, because it gives us that space. It really gives us that space to connect back to our own heart, to our own truth, and to our own self, so that when we are in front of that person, we're not fucking losing our mind and kicking and screaming and saying fuck you and all this stuff, because we've dealt with that. It's like, you know, that's not my 3-year-old self or my 5-year-old self or this or that, right? Like, I don't have to live from those places anymore, because I recognize and realize that I'm not 3 and I'm not 5 and I'm not 10 and I'm not 15. Right? And then you're reclaiming those parts of yourselves, that little girl or little boy that was affected, that was wounded from these experiences. You take it back, you claim that part back, and you say, hey, you hold that version of yourself and you love them, and you say, hey, 3-year-old self, hey, 5-year-old self, hey, 10-year-old self, you're safe. Like, I'm right here right now in the physical flesh in a 25-year-old body, and I know that you're still trapped up in here, but I can liberate you. I am you. So let me tell you that everything's okay, and that you're safe, and that I'm in control now, and everything's going to be okay, because I know that I'm the one that's going to make sure that everything's okay. Right? Instead of saying, oh, I'm fucked up because of you, mom, or I'm fucked up because of this or this, blah, 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 blah. Okay? We all have problems, and it's about choosing to study yourself. It's about choosing to take the time to really unpack your bullshit, to unpack the bag, to really say, like, okay, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? What is it that And here I ask a lot of questions. See? So this is really the big thing for you is to start asking questions, because the questions open up more energy, more information, more, it's just an opening. So when you ask the question, you open up to receive the answer. If you're not asking the questions and you're just saying shit like, oh, I'm fucked up, or I'm not worthy, or I suck, and I mean, most of us don't actually think like, I'm not worthy. Like, it's not that basic, but you can look at your life and you can see where you keep ending up in places that don't feel so good. So if you keep making choices that keep bringing you down, that keep bringing you into situations with people that aren't serving you, and so on and so forth, then it's about taking that radical responsibility and choosing, I just don't want to do this anymore. I want to choose differently. And it is all choice. So I'm not saying like, oh, go cut everybody out that's pissed you off. No, like really sit with yourself and study yourself and say, why am I the way that I am, and what has affected me to be this way? Because this week we are so encouraged to unpack our bag, unpack our stuff, and to really say like, no more, no more, no more. I'm shitting my pants about some stuff in my life, so don't you guys worry. I got a lot to figure out too. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Yeah, okay, so I'm actually going to keep going on that last point, because I just want you guys to understand that our body has its own intelligence. So here, my last, I know it was forever ago, but the last thing that I read was, where have you felt discomfort or inner tension surrounding certain facets of your life? So our body has its own intelligence. Very brilliant, very brilliant. Like this body stays living whether you feed it fast food or you don't feed it at all. Like, I mean, it does everything in its power to transform whatever into the energy that it needs, whatever you're ingesting into the energy that you need. And it could not even be nourishing at all, and your body still has the capacity to turn it into something that it can use. But I'm talking about our emotions and our nervous system, that in itself. So when I'm saying when you feel discomfort or inner tension, this is emotional intelligence. This is our body's intelligence. So the more that you can connect, if you're like, well, I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. Like, I think you should know, where you feel discomfort and inner tension. Because you'll feel it, you'll know, you're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that feels like. So start acquainting yourself with honoring those feelings, with honoring the body's guidance system, which is our emotions, which connects us to our intuition and our higher self and our spirit. So yeah, like really utilizing this vessel as a tool, and understanding the functionality of it, so that you can really use it to your advantage. So that, like people do muscle testing where the body will tell you can even ask it a yes or no question. Even just like, I don't know, like, can I eat apples? I can't eat apples apparently, because I took a food sensitivity test. They said I can't eat apples. I fucking love apples, so I still eat apples. But they said to just chill on them a bit, because I would eat like a few apples a day, okay? Anyway, so yeah, our body's intelligence, I'm really listening to it and honoring it. Because that's our guidance system, guys. That's our guidance system. How do we know where to go in a room when we walk in and there's like, say it's your first day of class and you have this whole new adventure you're on and you don't know anybody. You walk into the room and you feel into, where am I going to sit? It's not a logical thing. It's like, okay, don't like that vibe, kind of like that vibe. Ooh, and it's like so quick that you don't even realize how you got to your seat. But there you are, and you made the right decision to sit beside your best friend for your entire school time. Like, it's just how it works, and that's the energy of it, and that's trusting our body's intelligence and the universe working through us as well, right? So yeah, that was really important. And manifestation power is high. Initiate your path towards a more aligned future. So manifestation power is high. So what that means is that we're able to manifest so quickly right now, instantaneously, And this is why it's so important to do our shadow work, to clear out the gunk, because the universe doesn't know good versus bad. It just knows energy. So if you're worrying, if you're saying, oh no, I'm so worried that, I don't know, whatever, I'm so worried XYZ. And you keep worrying about it, and you keep worrying about it, and you keep worrying about it, and then guess what? It happens. Uh-oh. You just manifested that. What about all these good things keep happening, and da-da-da-da, and you're in a flow, and da-da-da. Guess what? You manifested that. Okay, so it's about taking radical responsibility, because our manifestation power is so high right now. You think a thought and it's there. You think a thought and it's there. You think a thought and it's there. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. We're being activated. We're being asked. We're not even asked. We're being moved. The universe is moving us whether we like it or not. And so if we want to work with the energy, it just makes it a hell of a lot easier, you know? So, but that's why this shadow work is so important, because our manifestation powers are high, and if we're not purifying, clearing, cleansing the lower energies, then we're gonna keep replaying them. So, because we're manifesting shit so quickly, okay? So, yeah, so I have a little reminder here. So re-engage back with our physical body, emotions, and senses in order to discover what is right for ourselves, which is what I just said. Right? So your physical body, your emotions, and your senses, so that you're able to understand what is right for you, what's in alignment, and what is not. Beautiful! Okay, let me see. Okay, so that was really all about the Taurus new moon, which is tomorrow. That was a lot of information. And then I have kind of this energy update for this week, and I also want to touch base on the on Mother's Day, and I want to channel some information. So maybe I'll close out with that. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close out with the Mother's Day energies, and I'm going to go through this week's energy. I've already gone through a lot of it, so there might be some repetition, so we'll probably get through this pretty quick. But yeah, so let's just start going through that. So the energy update for the week of May 10th, beyond just the moon. Okay? So the first note that I have is history repeating itself. We're on this loop. We're on this loop. We're on this loop. We're on this loop, and we just can't seem to get off. So that is the main energy. Like, this week there's going to be, I don't know necessarily if it's actually going to be deja vu, but that's kind of going to be the energy of this week of like, oh my god, I've been here before. I don't want to fucking be here again. And am I going to make the choices next to actually leave this situation, or am I going to keep making excuses and suppressing and not actually acknowledging my true heart's desires and just kind of make it work because I don't want to rock the boat, or I don't know what I'm going to do, or whatever it is. Okay, so there's that big lesson of history repeating itself. I have stop playing yourself. I'm diving deep into clearing deep subconscious patterns and programming. So this stuff that's coming up, this is lifetimes. This is like this lifetime and lifetimes beyond this one of our patterns. So like there's like this really deep sense of like frustration with ourselves, of like what the actual fuck is going on and why the fuck am I here again? Okay, so this is the energy. Like, we're pissed. Like, we're fed up with our own bullshit, with our own BS is what I have, which is belief system and bullshit, right? It's a little play on there. But we're fed up with our own personal BS. And if we look at BS as belief system, kind of makes it easier to work with, because it's like, yeah, I'm so sick of my limiting beliefs. I'm so sick of not feeling like I'm worthy. I'm so sick of, you know, like, making the same choices over and over again, knowing that it's not for me. So we're just fed up. We're in this energy of, no, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this anymore. Let me anchor in this new reality now. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. So we're really like being moved into alignment with our highest path. And of course, if we work with the energies, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, so deep honesty and vulnerability with self to pull your truth to the surface. Oh yeah, I got this really cool visual yesterday around like truth, or the depth of truth. So it's like, say truth is at our core. So say that our truth is here, and say that we are not in alignment with our truth, then it's harder for us to access our truth when we're not in alignment with our truth, right? Makes sense, because then we have denial or guilt and shame and fear and all these different things that we self-impose, and then we're not actually able to access the true, raw, honest truth. True, raw, honest truth, yeah. But this week, it's like I saw this, like, maybe you'd call it a wormhole kind of thing, actually. But say this is like the bottom of you, the ocean, the bottom of you. And this is where your truth lies. And, say this is the top. And when you look through the top of this, God, listen to me talk. I don't even know what example. But when I'm looking through, like, because I'm imagining it like water, right? So I look through and I can see the bottom, right? But, like, normally, like, some weeks it might be like this. Like, whoa, I'm so far from my truth. I have no capacity to even connect. Like, I don't even know. I'm so confused. I'm so lost. I have no idea. Well, this week, it's like this, and that's why I said wormhole earlier, because I was like, oh, it's like we're this close to the bottom. Like, the bottom is, like, right here, but we're still at the top, right? Like, we're still outside of it, and we're still looking in, but it's so easy to see the bottom, which is our truth, right? So that's kind of the analogy that I was shown yesterday. Hopefully that makes sense to you, but yeah, so it's like we look down, and it's like we're so close to it. Like, this week, basically, I guess the whole point of everything I'm trying to say right here is that we're really close to our truth this week. This week, we're very connected. We're very in alignment. We're very stern about it. We're very like, no, this is my truth, and I need to stand in my truth because I'm taking my power back, and I know who I am, and you're not going to tell me that I'm not good enough because I know that I'm good enough, and ooh, right? Just get all sassy with them because we're owning it. We're owning who we are. We're owning our sovereignty. We're owning our individuality. We're owning our mind, our body, our spirit, our sexuality. We're honoring our self-care. We're honoring everything, our family, our, just all life experiences, grief and anyway, I'll get to there later. I just get so excited. Yeah, so that's kind of like the visual. Like, say a normal week would be like this, looking down, there's our truth down there. Oh wow, well this week it's like this, but still that ocean. Like, it's still the ocean. Like, I'm still looking through, right? It's just I can see it easier. I'm like, oh, there it is, Okay. So, yeah, so here we are, the energy of being here before. It's time to break the chain. Being here before, time to break the chain. So a lot of falling back into past patterns and seeing clearly what is not serving you. So say, I don't know why this is coming up, but say you have like some random person that you have an intimate relationship and you're hooking up and it's not really serious and you don't really know where it's going or what's going on, and some weeks you're like really, really drawn to this person and it feels really great, and other weeks you're like, I just want to go live my life and just whatever, it's nice to have you there, but I'm not really attached, I'm not really connected, and then you come back and forth between, and it's not serving you, because when you're farther away and you're in your space of like contemplation and understanding and like connecting to yourself, you realize, oh, that's not in alignment. But then you have your dip, you go into your shit, you go see that person, then you have a good time or not, whatever, you feel depleted, you feel whatever, and then you go back to, and that's your cycle. And so it'll be like, you'll be like hanging out with this person and you'll be like, who the fuck am I? And what the fuck have I been doing? And what the fuck? Basically, you'll just have all these realizations like, whoa, ton of bricks right there in your face. Holy shit. And then not only that, you might have already come to this conclusion many times, but not only that, you also have the worth, the worthiness, the strength, the courage to not go back. Cut them ties. Realize your power. Don't just go hang out with someone because you're bored or you're looking for this or you're looking for that or whatever it is. It's like, be with somebody if you want to be with somebody, and only if they're in alignment with your highest good. So if, you're you want it to be like a best friend. Like, you're not going to have a best friend that you don't like, right? So really bring awareness. So you're like, I've been here before. Say that's like your pattern. Say you've done it with multiple different people over and over, and you keep trying to outgrow it, but with each person you're evolving, right? So nothing wrong with it, but it's just like, hey, are you ready to evolve out of this pattern yet, or do you need another person to come in to show you that it's not serving you? Right? So it's like, been here before, choosing to break the chains. Okay, cool. I won't do the same pattern with another person, right? I'm choosing to break that pattern so I don't have to keep reliving that experience, right? Okay, so yeah. Yeah, and then I have courage and motivation to take action, creating a new environment. That's such a big one. Creating a new environment, like organizing and prioritizing and getting rid of shit, like purging and adding in things that you want and so on and so forth. And like creativity, like that's a really big one too. So creating a new environment this week is going to be like super on the forefront. And it doesn't have to be external environment. It could be your internal landscape as well, right? Like, okay, I'm really not sure what to do with all this like anxiety that I'm feeling. So I need to start implementing practices that are going to help me ground into my body and into my reality, so I'm not feeling anxious all the time. Or it could be even related to your self-worth if you have a lot of anxiety because you think, oh no, I'm not good enough and I can't take up space, so I'm freaking out because I'm fucking taking up space. What do I do? So it's really just about creating that new environment and honoring yourself and giving yourself that space to really be seen and be heard. Be of higher quality. So what do you value? So that one kind of also relates to the Taurus moon. Obviously, they're going to overlap because this week we have the Taurus moon, but this is exactly what Taurus is all about, is quality. Quality over quantity. So what do you value? What are you valuing? What are your priorities? And then we're dropping toxic superficial mentality, shifting out of toxicity, and opening up to spirit to cleanse our vessel. So it's like, we don't necessarily have to like do anything per se except call on spirit to clear our vessel. Though of course, like, you do need to eat properly and drink properly and whatever, all the basic shit. But on the sense of the emotional purging and cleansing and purifying, and patterns being shifted and whatnot, like on a subconscious level, we have such access to spirit this week, like such access that we can say, okay, spirit, please work on me. Put on a little meditation, give yourself half an hour to say, spirit, work through me so that I'm able to release and purge all these emotions that are not serving me. So please, I ask and I shall receive, right? So yeah, shifting out of toxicity and opening up to spirit to cleanse our vessels. So asking, saying, okay, spirit, I acknowledge that, I haven't been doing what I should be doing, and I'm ready to be fully supported by you. So please, I'm listening. Tell me what I need to do. And also, can you please purify and cleanse my vessel so that I can receive messages from you to keep being guided on my path, right? So yeah, like, we're really, there's a really thin veil between the spirit world and the physical world this week. And honestly, I just think it's going to keep thinning from this point forward because we're awakening. Humanity's awakening. So naturally, the veil is thinning. All right, so, big one, which I already kind of talked about as well, but this kind of just puts the cherry on top. So we have purify and practice conscious connections. Value conscious connections. Because when we have people in our lives that, trigger us or irritate us, or we don't want them around, or whatever it is, it's like, why are we putting up with energy that we don't even want? Like, why are we hanging out with these people, and why are we choosing not to, like, why do we keep coming back, basically? Like, this is what I mean. Like, we're frustrated. Say there's, like, a friend that, like, keeps fucking you over, or there's, different things that are going on, and you're like, holy shit, I'm so sick of this. I'm not doing it anymore. And you've been here many times with this person. Well, now, it's for real. It's like, okay, done. I've given you everything, and you've still shit on me. So goodbye, right? We're purifying and practicing conscious connection. So we're choosing to be raw, real, honest, and vulnerable with ourselves so that we can say, wow, is this serving me or is this not? And this has nothing to do with other people. You know, it has nothing to do with anybody else. It all has to do with me and coming back to me and connecting back to me and saying, hey, is this serving me or is this not? Time of extreme self-awareness. Really be real. What is your major malfunction? So what is the major problem in your life? Like, what is it? Is it that you're overweight, or is it that you have emotional problems, or is it that you're in a toxic relationship, or is it that you aren't financially stable, or is it that you, whatever it is for you, bring extreme self-awareness to that so that you're able to shift out of it. Because if we're not acknowledging it and not bringing awareness to it, it's going to stay in our subconscious programming and it'll be on our autopilot, and there'll be a point where you're ready to become aware of it, but you know, or not actually, or not. There are, I guess I forget, not everybody is choosing this lifetime to ascend. To some of them want to come back and they have more experiences to have. So but yeah, for me personally, I want to clear all karmic debts. I don't want to come back. I just want to help humanity right here, right now. I don't want to come back and live in this vessel. I got other shit in the universe that I want to take care of. So yeah, like, love you humans, but you know, like, let's go. I'm so bad. But it's kind of the energy right now this week, okay? It's literally like, okay, pull up your big girl panties and let's go, because I'm so sick of playing this, like, victim pity game, and I don't want to do it anymore. And so let's actually live a life full of joy, love, and abundance, and sustainability, and connection, and community. So, yeah, we're really being drawn to it. Like, we aren't interested in stuff that's not filling us up. Okay, be present. Be in the present, Be in the present while dreaming of the future. That's the energy. So be grounded in the now while creating the future, which is exactly why I was just saying, like, we can't fucking have people in our lives that are bringing us down, or we can't keep having self-destructive habits, because the reason that I'm saying, like, clear all this shit is so that we can be in the present. That's exactly the reason that we clear our shit. So we're not in the past and we're not in the future. We're right here, right now. And then from here, we can access spirit. And we can hear. And we can listen to our heart. And we can honor our mind. And we can choose to go forward in a conscious way. Right? And so grounding into this now moment just means purging, purifying, cleansing things that aren't serving you so that you're able to be here and be present. And then creating our future from this now moment. You know, like, it's so fascinating because, like, the way this new paradigm that's coming of, like, you know, awakening and spirituality and liberation and so on and so forth is so different from the chains that we're used to, from the limitations, from the lack, from the scarcity, fear, you know. We're just not used to, I mean, self-worth has a big one too, of even feeling worthy of your dreams, of what it is that you want to embody, and realizing the work that it takes to actually get there too is a big one. So be in the present and dream of the future. So ground into the now while focusing on creating your future. And then from there, you'll watch the time and you'll see your cycles changing. You'll see different habits being formed that are better for you, and you'll fall out of that, you know, and then you'll come back in. And that's part of the process of integration. Asking yourself, where do you thrive? So what feels good, what doesn't feel good, and how can I really, like, differentiate? And that's why I was saying connect into your body, listen to the wisdom of your body. Not allowing negative to bother you. So this week is just like we're here, we're working on getting here, and source is guiding us the whole way, and any negative this week that we have in our reality is not going to affect us at all, but we'll have a very acute awareness. We'll go, interesting. Interesting. Like, say you and your mom, we'll go back to that situation. Say you and your mom are like, all the time. And you're like, okay, I've done some work and I'm ready to go, like, you know, be in my heart space and really have compassion for her and understand that she has her own path and her own story and I don't need to be, you know, wounded from that and da 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 da. And so you're gonna go and see her. And so you go and see her. And she fucking does the same bullshit that she always does. But you are not affected. You go, huh, interesting. So it's not me. It's not me here. Like, I've been trying to get you to fucking hear me, but you don't listen. So it's not me. And then guess what? I'm not listening to me either. Because I'm too busy trying to fucking tell you what I'm trying to say, and you're not listening to me. So, let's not even let that bother me anymore. Because I see it for what it is. I see the truth. I see you at your work to do. I got my work to do. I'm taking responsibility for my shit. So I just need to detach from you right now. And to take that time and that space. Right? So that's kind of been like a practical way of how this can show up. Right? So like not allowing negative to bother you. And it's not even like you're not allowing it. It's just like this week, we're just so empowered through awareness, like through knowing, like, oh wow, look at that pattern, look at that pattern, look at that pattern, wow, look at it, you know, and we're just kind of like coming at it with like a childlike innocent curiosity. And that's the ticket, because, you know, like then we're not getting attached to everything. Attached kind of sounded American there. Not allowing it to attach to you, and then you're just elevating your frequency over and over and over again by not letting that negative attach to you, right? So that person is hurting, they have their own issues, they're dealing with and hold deep compassion for self and others. That was for the not allowing negative to bother us. So understand that that person's hurting, they have their own issues they're dealing with, and you know, have deep compassion for yourself and for them, you know. Yeah, so also, okay, so then this is perfect because this is coming right after that. So realizing the power of loss and grief. Okay, so now it's like, okay, cool, so what? Now what? I don't have a mom? Like, I just got in a fight with her and I don't want to deal with her shit, and so what? I just don't have a mom now? Like, what goes on there, right? So it's like realizing the power of loss and grief. So realizing the power of giving her that space. Giving her the space to realize her own shit and to realize how not having you around really affects her, and whatever it is, you know, she'll have her own realizations while you give her that space so that you can really sort out your shit. And this space is so healing, and that's exactly why we're being urged right now. It's like, it's not a loss, you know, you guys taking your time. It might feel like it though, because there's that little girl inside. So it's like, really sit with those emotions that are coming up around, you know, the choices that you have to make to move forward. Because, you know, like what I see for a lot of us right now is like a complete new paradigm shift. Like, we're entering into this new earth frequency, and so we're really purifying, cleansing, letting go, releasing of what hasn't been serving us, and that'll show up in our life as loss, because we have to let go, we have to cut the cords, we have to choose differently. And so really learning, like, and realizing the power of that, the power of cutting the cords. And then from cutting the cords, we feel grief because we feel loss, we feel sad. We're like, oh my God, like, this person meant so much to me, and now I have to just rely on myself and figure it out for myself. But once you realize the power and strength that comes from self-resilience and self-reliance, and really like honoring your own emotions and holding that space for you and giving yourself the space and the time to process what it is that you need, you'll see it. So realizing the power of loss and grief, like this week, like, I can't lie, I'm biased because I'm all about grieving, I'm all about crying, I'm all about sadness, especially with my own journey and dealing with depression most of my life. So yeah, like, I really, really, really deeply hope that we can all realize the power of loss and grief this week, because it's the transformation. It's where the transformation happens, and it's when we're kicking and screaming and crying and at the end and don't know what to do anymore, this is where we have the universe let go and give us something, or we can't handle anymore, so we cry and 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 cry to release, to release, to release, right? So yeah, that one's near and dear to me. Look to your inner strength. You're stronger than you realize. You are. So you're stronger than you realize you are. People see your resilience and strength. So I know there's not a lot of people that watch this right now, and side note, this will be a timeless thing. So if you find this along the way, you know, after it's posted, that's totally cool. You must be needing to hear these messages. So awesome. I'm glad you found it, in the present or in the future. But yeah, for the people that are watching, like, I feel like I'm gonna be drawing a lot of intuitive healers into my space. So people that are, like way showers, that are light workers, that are healers, that are here to lead the way and show people and teach people and anchor in these higher frequencies and just be amazing, brilliant, light beings in this dense physical reality. So I feel like I'm gonna draw a lot of people like that. So really looking to your inner strength to guide you, because if you've come to my channel and you're watching this and you've made it this far, then you're definitely here for some powerful shit. And so other people see it, and it's now time for you to see it yourself. And it's so funny because last week I had a breakdown, and my boyfriend was like telling me all these amazing things about me, and oh, blah blah blah, I don't see it and I don't feel it, and blah 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 blah. So it's just funny that I have this here now and that story to share with you guys, because it's like looking into your own inner strength. Other people see it, but you don't see it and you don't feel it. So listen to what people are saying to you. Really come back to yourself and honor what it is that you're good at in love. And yeah, so look to your inner strength to guide you. You have all the answers, so be authentic, be you, feel your feelings. Your feelings are valid and you do matter. So this week, that's really another big energy for us, is like, our feelings are valid and we do matter. So when you're feeling something, honor those feelings. I feel like I'm a broken record because I just keep coming back to that, but it's the truth. So your feelings are valid and you do matter. So keep repeating that. That could be your mantra, because maybe you don't feel like your feelings are valid and that you don't matter. So maybe that would be a really beautiful mantra for you this week, of just saying, I am valued and I do matter. I am valued and I do matter. Our perception this week, there's a lot of tweaking in our perception. So it's all about how you see yourself. So how you're seeing yourself, which is going back to like looking at your inner strength and other people seeing it and you not seeing it, is like, this is now like, okay, you need to see your brilliance. You need to see your trajectory so that you can help others, guys. Like, this is all to help others, like it. And that's the selflessness that comes from being a healer and really walking this path, and like really loving yourself. For me anyways, this is for me. Maybe I'm speaking for, I know I'm speaking for others as well, but for me, it's like, okay, I want to make sure that I can take care of myself so that I can help other people. That's really, like, it's not a selfish thing. I mean, of course I want to feel good and I want to be healthy and so on and so forth, but the root of why I want to be healthy and take care of myself is so that I can be of service, because I know how sick people are in this world and I just want to be able to help. So, unfortunately right now I'm still in the process of shedding that 3D reality that I've been programmed into for my entire life. And so like, I'm just kind of, again, like right in alignment with these energies of like, there's this new chapter coming and I'm so excited and I'm ready. And because I am too here just being human as well, on top of all the other things, but being human and having this human experience. And so I have my own programming and my own trauma and my own things that I have to process and deal with. And I feel like I'm finally in this space of really like letting go of that and really stepping into the unknown and the new, and creating. Okay. So there's also this resistance energy this week as well. So I know I've said like, oh, it's gonna be smooth and we're gonna be like, bah, 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 you know, like we're being pushed into this new path and it's so great, and it is. But there will be these high highs and low lows because we're gonna have resistance energy, and it's all gonna come back to our self-worth. Am I worthy? Am I good enough to have, receive, whatever it is? And then maturation phase. So there's a really big maturing phase. I don't like the word maturation. Sounds wrong. Maybe I am saying it wrong. But anyway, we're in this really, 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 really big maturing phase. So we're maturing, we're realizing, we're having higher perspectives, we're getting downloads, we're able to go deep, but we're also able to have understandings, and we're able to implement, and we're able to integrate, and we're able to see clearly, and we're able to stop the bullshit that we've been perpetuating for a long time. Like our whole lives and probably lifetimes. And we're now ready to step into this of saying, no more, I am sovereign. You are not taking my power away because I'm in full control of my own consciousness, and that is my superpower. Love it. All right, so yeah, maturing. So that's a big one too. So maturing, and that's why maybe I brought mom up probably because I'm going to talk about Mother's Day and stuff in the feminine, but also just maturing in relationships. So like I brought up that mother example. If that's a situation that you're in, you know, it's really about us maturing into higher evolved beings so that we're able to overcome the negative things that have happened in our lives, and really live from a space of authenticity and truth and vulnerability. Because I mean, if anybody in the world is saying that they don't want a connection with their mom or with their dad or with their child, then they're lying to themselves, because it's an innate need. It's an innate need. And it might not be a biological, okay? Like, I'm not saying, like, it might not be a biological, but there's that need to have that motherly figure and that fatherly figure to guide you and direct you. That's why so many people have mentors and different people that help them on their journey, because we're not meant to do it alone. Right? So we need that support. So there's that maturation phase, maturing phase of of understanding and integrating. Okay, awesome. So let's see. Divine Feminine, Mother's Day energies. So actually don't have anything written down. But I definitely do want to talk about it, and I want to talk about, because I mean, really, if you know what the Divine Feminine is, then you already know that our emotions and are very, like, they're feminine. Okay, well, I cannot talk and look through this book. There's too much going on. I just wanted to find, there we go. There was so much information, I was getting distracted. Yeah, so like our emotions and nurturing and slowing down, and honestly, most of what I have talked about today is a lot of the feminine. Really, the only thing that is not of the feminine that I really talked about was action, like the action side of it, like actually moving forward and taking the action steps. But in order for us to know and see clearly of the action steps, we have to really like get in touch with our feminine, which is our emotions and our body, and really just in our higher self, and kind of merge them all together. So I'm gonna play the singing bowl here. I have been a while. I do still want to pull some cards, I'm not gonna lie. So hopefully you enjoy. So I'm actually just gonna play this and see kind of what comes through. I'm just gonna tap into this last Sunday that we had, Mother's Day, and really like ask the universe to just bring messages through me that maturation, that's what they just said, the maturation phase, that's very feminine, divine feminine. Okay, let's do it. If you want to get comfy, get cozy, close your eyes. Obviously not if you're driving or anything like that. Yeah, and just kind of get into your body. Allow these frequencies to wash over you, to support you, to hold you. Breathe in through the nose, connect to your breath, feel the cool air. On your inhale, feel your belly rise and then your chest expand. And on your exhale, feel your belly fall and your chest fall. Just come into your heart space here. Bring your conscious awareness into your heart space. If you're not sure how, and you can only stay in your mind, I ask for you to enter an elevator in your mind. Step in, watch the doors close behind you, and feel this elevator bringing your consciousness into your heart center. And breathe it in. Your breath moves the elevator. Every breath you take is bringing you into your heart space. And once you've arrived, smile and just sit in that space. Now at this time, I'm going to ask for the information relating to our past Mother's Day of 2021. What is happening? What happened? I'm so curious. It felt so powerful. This past Sunday, we've been locked in. We're locked in. The feminine is locked in. Which just sounds really funny because the feminine has been chained, locked in, stuck. But that's not what I mean. I mean that it's locked into the organic template. Oh, it's so beautiful. The feminine is not, it just is. We always say the feminine is rising. The feminine just is. This past Mother's Day was an initiation. This is where the maturation energy is coming from. The divine feminine. We're growing up. We're being activated into our adult selves, our true, mature adult selves. And in order for us to access this true, mature adult self, we have to process our emotions. In order for us to process our emotions, we have to sit still. Processing our emotions and sitting still is the feminine. Nurturing is the feminine. Love is the feminine. The feminine wants you to know that you are so loved, that you are whole, that she sees you as perfect. And she says, I am God. I am God. I am God. She says it, and she celebrates it, and she laughs, and she says, I am God. I am God. She's taken her power back. And it's all in divine timing. She knows that. She knows that. She's not even mad. She's not even upset. She's mature. She understands. She sees. She knows that in order for humanity to have their own evolution of consciousness, she's going to have a rough go in the physical world, as it is the duality and polarity of the physicality and the spirit that duel, that go head to head. And so she knows exactly what she's doing. She's sneaky. Not sneaky, she's intelligent. She knows. You know. She knows she's getting activated in you right now. She knows her power. She knows divine timing. She knows grace. 2021, we're initiated into maturation, higher perspectives, higher self, spirit, joy, love, peace, but also grievance, loss, neglect, and understanding the full spectrum of being human and not just the ones that are favored, like the joy, the happiness. All that is favored. We all suppress and run away from the sadness when most of the world is in those emotions. So why are we all pretending? Why are we all pretending? Why are we all pretending? She's saying, why are we all pretending? Why are you pretending? Why are you acting like everything's okay? What's going on? What's really going on? What is really going on? What? She wants to know. You are cared for and you are loved. Heart opening energy is on the way, and you'll cry, but it'll be tears of joy and love and laughter and passion because you've already cried all the sadness out of you. It's going to be magical. We're going to celebrate. We're going to come together. We're going to have connection, true connection. People are reevaluating what connection is for them, what fills their cup, how can they be of service, how can they help. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for working through me. Thank you, Divine Feminine, for anchoring in this knowledge so that we're able to move forward in a way that is of the highest good of all beings. Thank you. Amazing. I don't want to open my eyes. It feels so good. If you're ready, just kind of wiggle your fingers, your toes, maybe like move your eyes back and forth before you even open them. And whenever you're ready, just slowly open your eyes, move your body. That was beautiful. I see so much light right now. It's so bright. Awesome. All right. Well, let me just pull some cards. I'm so relaxed now after that bowl. That bowl. If you know me, that was pretty funny. Anyway, so I'm just gonna pull. I was gonna do the Galactic Heritage cards, but I'm actually just gonna do Work Your Light. Okay, fine. They said also do it, Aurora. It's only gonna take 2 seconds. You're right. I'd just like to be considerate of your time. I'm at about an hour and 20 minutes this week, so I guess I had a lot to say, and I'm only ever getting more to say, so it's fun, it's exciting, I love it. So let's just get some kind of like confirmation cards. These are really just going to be confirmation cards of what it is that the energy is the week of May 10, 2021, or whenever you're watching this. Yeah, just give me clarity, please, on, love it, love it. Mintikin, longing for home, belonging, the original. Lightworkers, what did I just say? All you bitches watching? Yeah, that's right. You are a lightworker, you are a healer, you are a shaman, you are here to anchor higher frequencies. So, longing for home. There's always been this longing for home. You know, like not feeling like this place is our home and really feeling like how do we get home? I don't even know where home is. I don't even know where this feeling that I'm looking for actually exists, or even if it is in existence. And what I've learned is home is where our heart is. So always coming back to our heart, always coming back, because if we're not honoring and we're not nurturing and we're not cherishing our heart, aka the feminine, then we're not able to live it. We're not able to embody it. We're not able to pull it through. Okay, so this is brilliant, and it fell out, by the way. So these are the OG light workers, guys. Like, we're here, and this is what I'm stepping into too. I'm stepping into saying, okay, guys, here we are. We got to start, anchoring frequencies into a grid so that other beings, when they want to come online, have access to this grid, instead of allowing all this negative energy to suppress it, which that wasn't the best little rundown of this little offering that I'm going to be putting together, but I just don't want to say too much right now, because I'm going to shut up. So Mintikin, longing for home, and that's like kind of that grieving as well, right? So this is our grieving, filling us back up, because grief is love with nowhere to go. That's one of my favorite quotes. Grief is love. I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this, and like, I was almost crying today because I'm just feeling so much. So that's the other thing too. Like, I have so much love and so much compassion. So this is the thing. It's like, how do I be a sensitive empath in this world? And it's like, oh, easy. You just got to take care of yourself. Bet you no one's ever told you that before. It's the truth. You just got to take care of yourself. So here we are this week, guys. There's that longing for home, but it's like, belonging too, right? So like, where do I belong? Like, asking yourself, where do I belong? Where do I fit in? If I'm in the environment of not fitting in this place, then I'm not going to go back there anymore, because I'm really longing for a place where I feel whole and connected to every single individual that I come in contact with. And it's not too much to ask. Amazing. Cool. Okay, so let's see. Give me another one. Pretty please, universe. Fill up your well. Self-explanatory. Retreat, rest, and refuel. There's that feminine coming in to say, let me get one more out of here. And soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. See my energy spice up when I just pulled these cards? This is why I love cards, because they just tell me. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Now I don't feel like I'm pulling shit out of my ass. Which I know I'm not. I'm just telling you guys some of my own personal struggles, okay? So funny, this one just popped right out of the galactic deck. So here's the galactic heritage. This is the other deck that I'm gonna do. This one just popped right out. Leaving home, which is the maturation. This is the maturation. So this is so interesting, because here I have longing for home, belonging, the original light workers, and this is leaving home. So this is like, and then fill up your well, soul family. You're leaving home. Oh my god, guys, I just want to cry right now. Because we're leaving home. And my BFF, I know you're gonna watch this. So we're leaving our physical family behind. Not behind, just chilling, let them chill for a minute, giving them their space so that we can fill up our well and call in our tribe. Guys, longing for home, filling up our well, calling in our tribe, having a whole new reality. Well, guess what? First one out of this is leaving home. We're leaving home so we can find home. We're leaving that space that we've called home, which is the lack and the greed, or the lack and the scarcity and the fear mentality. We're leaving what we have known as home to connect back with our spirituality, to our true life, our real life, which is, of course, this is on the bottom. Zeta Reticula, survival fears, guys. So this is where we've been. So this, to me, this is what we're leaving. We're leaving our survival fears behind. And we're connecting to each other, to ourselves. Okay, let's see. I don't really know this deck that well. It's a lot of information, but I'm very fascinated by it. Yeah, I just like to see all the different species that have, I'm going to pull a few more actually, that have also evolved their consciousness to certain levels, and we get to learn with them. They're here to help us, we're here to help them, and this is what I mean, like this galactic opening, guys, like the spirit opening, so that we have, oh, it's like that bottom of the water thing again. So it's the same with spirit, guys. Like when we look down and I see my truth right fucking there, it's the same with spirit. Is like, oh, spirit, you've been here the whole time. Oh my god, this is so great, right? And it's actually about owning it and realizing like, oh, I'm not crazy. I'm actually super tapped in and I know so much and it's amazing. So I want to share it. Okay, so I pulled 3 more cards. So the one is secrecy, and this is our past. This is a past card, and this is from the species, or from Sirius. So the Syrian species here. It's really interesting because 44, like 4 represents foundations. And so to me, I'm like, oh, double 4. Okay, cool. So double, what's the word I want? Like I'm hearing obliterated, because it's like secrecy that has been brushed under the rug over and over and over and over again is coming to the forefront now. Our foundations are crumbling. That's what the 44 is telling me, right? Like our foundations are crumbling because of secrecy, guys. But that is of the past. And then we have coming full circle. Again, serious, but this is the present. Check it out. Past, present. Coming full circle. Okay, so learning our lessons, realizing what isn't serving us, and then spiritual sovereignty. And so this is a parallel reality. So there's these beings in a parallel reality that are actually experiencing spiritual sovereignty, which we have experienced it in our previous incarnations, like in Atlantis and Lemuria and whatnot. But yeah, so we are reclaiming our spiritual sovereignty. Oh my god, I'm also getting the message with this one that they want to help us. It's a parallel reality, so we can tap into this parallel reality and say, hey guys, assassiny. Hey, species of assassiny. Sounds so silly. Species of assassiny in this parallel universe, like, please teach me your spiritual sovereignty. And actually, I'm gonna read that one out of the book because I'm just interested to see what it has to say, because it's like, yeah. Okay, so spiritual sovereignty is a place of complete balance. One walks in integrity, has completed unfinished business, confronted and owned the shadow, recognizes illusion, and knows the self intimately without judgment. From here, the person becomes free to feel the flow of the universe that is called synchronicity. This is an essential assassiny teaching. Once you are firmly rooted in an open-hearted life base of integrity and synchronicity, you become a fully realized being. This is a roadmap to awakening for individuals and Earth as a whole. If you haven't already, it is time to begin the journey. Well, what a beautiful way to end. This is amazing. So that's cool. There you go. Just like that. I don't know what has gone into me. I'm all goofy now, but I'm excited. Yeah, so that's beautiful. That is so perfect. So secrecy, foundations crumbling. This is our past. This is like, what's not serving us. Oh, fuck, our foundation's crumbling. We better look. Oh, good, because guess what? Right now we're coming full circle and realizing all the things that we need to tie up. And then, hey, check it. Spiritual sovereignty, total alignment, and all it was talking about was basically everything I've talked about on this video, like processing our emotions, our experiences, this, that, whatever, forgiveness, la-di-da, everything I've said in this video, I just read, and that's why I was guided to read the book, because it's just more confirmation and more synchronicities, and the universe loves us, so that's it. It's so beautiful. It's so amazing. This is why I love my cards and stuff. And one more, because I just love it. Perfect. Close it off. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? There you go. Tower moments. So, big change, guys. Big change. I want to say it's not going to be easy, but part of me kind of feels like it is going to be easy. So there's going to be a balance between easy, not so easy, and the ups and the downs. And, it's just about coming back to yourself, honoring yourself, loving yourself, and choosing you over and over and over. All right, guys, thank you. If you made it this far, look at you. That's awesome. I have really, really, really enjoyed doing these energy updates, and it really gets me connected and in my flow. So, yeah, I really hope that everybody has a really great week. And, yeah, like, comment. I'd really love to have more interaction, just with, anybody. Just say what it is that you're going through, what you're processing. Yeah, what you're letting go of, what you're releasing, because you got a tribe here that's being, calling in my tribe and my soul purpose work. And, it's just really beautiful to see the unfoldment of it all and all the connections that are going to come. And yeah, I'm just so grateful and so honored. So, hope you guys enjoyed the messages this week. I am sending you so, 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 so much love. And I will see you next week.